I remember in the beginning of the game cycle, everybody named Mother was using two-way playmaker builds. But what if I tell you I found the Catfish two-way playmaker? Not one, not two, but 3 two-way playmaker Catfish builds for y'all boys to end up messing around and enjoying. As y'all know, it's going into a new season of NBA 2K, and it seems like when every time a new season is coming out, a new build ends up arising and being one of the builds that I enjoy. But as I got a little VC on me, you know what I'm saying? I got a little VC on me. I'm gonna let you guys decide which version of the build would you guys want to see on the channel. Would you like to see build 1, build 2, or build 3? As you end up watching the builds, you will let me know in the comment section which one you like. And if you don't understand when I see build 1, build 2, build 3, you can literally look at the jerseys of the players. But currently in this season, I've been dropping a lot of NBA player builds, a lot of NBA player videos, plus with the regular build videos. But most of the time I end up creating builds, I make sure the build is fun to use, it's playable, it can compete with other players, it's not at a crazy disadvantage versus somebody just doing it based off of if they're sitting corner the whole game. But it doesn't matter if you're the main ball handler, the secondary ball handler, the build is going to be able to be playable at the 1 or the 2. Most of the time I end up making these builds. So look, as we're about to hop into My Player Builder, remember what I told you guys, pick between 1, 2, and 3. Out of those 1, 2, and 3 builds, whatever one gets the most votes, I will end up throwing in a video and displaying the build. But as of me having these builds that I'm going to show you, all these builds are going to be shooting guards. The reason why you get more attributes, it's going to be a way better badge count. Most of the time you can make it point guard or shooting guard, but as of this build in general, as these being Catfish builds, most Catfish builds are better at shooting guard. So as we start out with this build being a shooting guard, and I told you it's 3 different pie charts that we're going to go through. 3 different pie charts, not 1, not 2, 3. But as the first pie chart we're going through is the more blue, less green. As I told you, this is one of the best Catfish pie charts to use on the game. But as of the second pie chart we're using, we're going to be using the more green, less blue. And I literally told you boys, this is literally the top 2 pie charts to use for Catfish builds. But as of the third pie chart is the perimeter lock pie chart. You can get the name two-way playmaker with this pie chart as well. After showing you guys those 3 pie charts, the first pie chart I'm going to show you guys is going to be the more green, less blue pie chart. This is the same pie chart I end up using on my 3-point playmaker build. But with my 3-point playmaker build, I have shorter arms on that build. Not miniature arms, but I have at least a shorter than average arms than I usually use. But for the physical profile, you're going to with the speed pie chart, the first pie chart at the top. But as me building this build, all these builds are going to mostly have long arms. As of one pie chart, it's going to end up changing. It's going to have a short arm set. But as of the main 2 of the Catfish pie charts that I usually use, these are the ones that's going to have max arms. But as I started with the shooting, you're going to max out mid-range, 3-point, post fade, and then put a little on free throw. But if you're someone that wants your free throw all the way up, that's up to you. You can make the decision. As we move on to the playmaking on this build, you have a decent pass accuracy, you have a 79 ball control, but that will change in the future. Remember, I'm a shooting guard, so it's going to automatically set my height to default 6'5". But as we get to the finishing part of the build, you're going to max out drive and dunk, drive and layup, and you're going to max out the close shot. As you get 11, 23, 15, once you end up maxing out this part of the defensive, you're going to have 6 defensive badges. Now wait, you might think, oh, 6 defensive badges. If you got extra badge points, you could throw it on defense or you could throw it on playmaking. But for another reason, if you do not want all that shooting, you can go to 21 shooting badges and literally 14 playmaking. You will have to sacrifice 2 shooting badges and 1 playmaking badge just to get 7 defensive badges with this build. So keep that in mind. If you're going to go with the 7 defensive badges, I prefer the 21, 14, and then to have 7 defensive badges with the 11 finishing. So that's where you will have to sacrifice. But as of this right here, 11, 23, 15, and 6, as I have 3 extra badge points for this build, I literally can throw this on literally playmaking and defense as it. But as of the heights, if you make this build 6'5", you're going to be called a 2-way pass first point. You make the build 6'4", it's going to be 2-way playmaker, but it's going to be too slow at 6'4". So the best height to go between is 6 foot all the way to 6'3". And if you're someone that likes to play with smaller builds, I would prefer you going with the 6'1", 6'2"-ish. But I really prefer, if you want to go with a taller build, go with the 6'2.5" in the 6'3". If you don't know what 6'2.5", you will have to transfer into the metric system and go to 1.90 meters. So that's how you get 6'2.5". And if you're gonna go with 6'3", you'll end up having a 96 speed with this build. And then with 6'2", you'll end up having a 97. But as you end up doing this, you're gonna end up lowering your weight all the way down. And as you make your wingspan max, you're gonna be named a two-way playmaker. But if you're someone that does not care about having the name two-way playmaker and you wanna still be able to hit elite dribble moves with that 85 ball control at 99. But if you're someone that does not care for having the D Rose signature size up, hey, that's on you. You can go max wingspan with the 6'3". But as of 6'2", you don't have to worry about it. You get an 82 ball control. So at the end of the day, you're not gonna have to worry about if you got enough just to get elite dribble moves or you got enough just to end up having a decent rating on your build. But as we go lowest weight, I would say at this point with this pie chart, as of looking at it, you have an 83 pointer, you're gonna have an 84 at 99, you're gonna have an 86 ball control, you're gonna end up having an 80 driving dunk that gets you straight arm tomahawk. So you're already in a good situation if once you get this build at 99. But if you think you're someone that's not gonna get the build at 99, you're still also in a great situation as well, because you will be able to still get contact dunks with this build if you put slash and takeover on this build. And once you unlock takeover and you end up actually activated, you will be able to get elite contact dunks, the small contact dunks, and you'll be able to get the pro contact dunks. And since you're under 6'5", this build will literally get all three. So look, as of the takeovers, you got sharp, you got shot cream, you got slash, and you got playmaking. As of all the takeovers out of here, X out playmaking. You can look at sharp if you want to, you can look at slashing if you want to, but as of being a two-way playmaker, most people are not gonna think if you had a two-way playmaker with sharp take, that's going to throw them off as well. But if you're a two-way playmaker with an 84 three-pointer at 99, that's going to also confuse them as well. But as you got the first build, as a build number 2, we are going to the more blue, less green pie chart. Maybe the most used pie chart on this game when it comes to making catfish builds or making actually all-around builds on this game. But as of the physical profile in this build, you're going to end up going with the speed profile as well. And with this is going to definitely help you. If you make this build 6'1", 6'2", my 6'2" one has a 97 speed, my 6'3" has a 96. So if you want to go smaller, you can. But remember, as you being a shooting guard, the shortest you can be is 6 foot. So look at build number 2. As I upgrade, this is major things you're gonna have to pay attention to. As you have a max driving dunk, your driving layup is gonna stop at 86, and then your close shot is gonna stop at 83. So look, as right here, we already got 11 finishing badges, and I'm gonna move it up just a little, get your 12th finishing badge on this build on standing dunk. Even though, you know, I'm gonna end up using the standing dunk, even though you got a 50 standing dunk, it will still work. But as it end up going to the shooting, we're going to go with 16 shooting. As most people know with this pie chart, most people who got this slashing playmaker pie chart, or whatever you want to call it, the catfish slashing playmaker pie chart, you're going to end up having 15, 15, 15, and 7. But as of this build, of getting the name, you're going to have 12, 16, 16, and 6. But like I said earlier, if you're someone that does want one more extra defensive badge on this build to get 7 defensive badges, only thing you really have to do is lower your playmaking for the post control down just a little to put the remaining attributes on defense to get 7 defensive badges. If the build is still not at 7 defensive badges, the thing I would tell you is remove the standing dunk and sacrifice a finishing badge and a playmaking badge just to get that 1 extra defensive badge. So at that point, you'll be like 11, 16, 15, and 7 at that point. So if you cool with that and you want that, you can do that as well. But look, as we have 12, 16, 16, and 6, like I said, I got the extra 3 to 4 badges from actually hitting level 40 or level 39 in the season, so I could do that and throw it to some extra badge points on this build, and it would be all right. But as of the height, if you go 6'3" and under, you will get the name two-way playmaker. But if you go to 6'4" and 6'5" with the max wingspans I told you, you will end up getting the name two-way slashing playmaker. Yeah, you'll get the name two-way slashing playmaker if you go 6'4", 6'5", and you got it exactly the way I end up showing you, you will get two-way slashing playmaker. But if you want the name two-way playmaker, you're gonna end up making it with 6'3" and under. But as of me actually looking at this build, as I told you, you can make this build 6'3". As I already have a slashing playmaker with this same pie chart, with a 96 speed, you can definitely make this build 6'3", and it's actually fun to have the build with long arms at 6'3". So as I go lowest weight, as of the wingspan I'm gonna go max, you're gonna end up getting two-way playmaker. You go one short than that, you will end up getting a whole different name. Since this build has max wingspan, you will not have the ability to get sharp takeover. So the best thing you got to shooting will be the shot creating takeover. But as you see in your stats, you're going to end up still being able to get contact dunks once you get the build to 97 overall. If you're someone that get it to 99, you're going to end up getting small contact dunks. But if you're someone that just don't care about having the shooting ability with shot creating takeover, go with slashing. There's no point in going with playmaking. But as we got into build number 3, build number 3 is the perimeter lock pie chart, the half and half green and red pie chart. As we get into this pie chart right here, I'm gonna tell y'all boys, this pie chart right here can really be a demon pie chart for real. Because if you end up putting speed pie chart on this and making this build super small, if you make this build about 6 foot, you're not going to be able to get mismatched really, unless somebody make a 5'7" and mismatch you. But you're going to be able to still have the ability to speed boost, Hall of Fame shooting, Hall of Fame defense, and still be able to dunk the ball consistently since you have a 72 driving dunk on this build. And once you lower the wingspan, it will end up going to mildly like a 74 at the end once you get 99 on this build. But as you got 1, 20, 13, and 20, I've been seeing a lot of people when they end up trying to make something close to the two-way playmaker with this pie chart, they end up doing 10 playmaking badges when you can go to 13. Only thing that really matters with this build is not having your layup and dunk fully maxed out. But as you have the height of 6'4" and 6'5", you will get the name two-way sharpshooter since on this build, your wingspan will be shorter. But as you're going 6 foot all the way to 6'3" again, and if you even want to go smaller and make this guard a point guard and put it all the way to 5'10", you still get the name two-way playmaker. Only thing you got to pay attention to is the wingspan you put on this. As you go to the minimum wingspan, it's going to give you the name play shot, stuff like that. But with this build, you're not going lowest wingspan. You're going 1 from the lowest, or you can go 2 from the lowest wingspan, so you can still keep that 90 steal, and you can still have a high ball control with this build. But as of the build I've been seeing with the speeds, of course the smaller you go, the faster you are, and the lower as I spin this weight. So as me actually paying attention to this build, I'm seeing that the 6'1" is basically the better version of this build at 6'2". At 6'2", of course I'm gonna get the pro dribble moves or 80 ball control dribble moves that people say. If you someone that wants to end up getting elite dribble moves and still have a 99 speed, a 99 acceleration, and you're gonna have a crazy steal on this build, hey, all do, you're gonna have an 86 3-pointer, you're gonna have an 85 ball control at 99, and then you're gonna have a 95 steal with this build, and able to speed boost. But as you end up getting the name two-way playmaker, the Catfish two-way playmaker, hey man, let me know in the comment section which version of this build y'all boys want to see me show y'all some gameplay on. It being your man ChaMoma, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, put on those post notifications if you haven't yet, and make sure you follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. But for that build, I'm gonna leave it here, and I'm out, y'all.